What's up guys, it's Roger and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be using the Chaos Walker. I have a new rune that I unlocked at the end of the last episode and I want to try it out. It's right here called Synergetic. Increase the chance of being offered synergy power-ups where applying one negative effect can chain and apply another, and increases the chance of those synergies happening by 20%. And then I have on our rune that lets us take some less damage because we are going to be going on to the Whispering Grove here and trying to do up to and including all of Curse level 5. As you can see, I got all that toggled on, so we're going to go ahead and hop right into that. I figured the Chaos Walker would be the best person to try with this because he's applying negative effects out the wazoo. So yeah, if we can get a bunch of synergy stuff that just lets us apply a bunch of different negative effects just like crazy, because I kind of tried this last run. That's why I unlocked this, rune right here, is kind of like doing a run where I was just applying a bunch of dots. I used the Arcane Weaver, I believe, and I was applying a bunch of fire, and then to apply bleed, and then that would apply poison and stuff like that, and just kept chaining and chaining and chaining until I was applying so many effects. And the idea was to try to just kill my enemies with a bunch of dot, get a bunch of burn on them, get a bunch of poison on them, and just try to kill them. Because a big problem I run into in the late game when I get to a bunch of bosses, especially on high curse levels, is I just can't kill them. There's too many of them, and then they start stacking up bosses like crazy, and then I get stuck in this loop where I just can't make progress on it, and then I eventually die before I get my goals done of what I want to accomplish. So I want to see if I can work around that, and I think tick damage is a big thing that I could do to get around that, because that lets me go around these bosses and kind of just throw damage on top of them, hit them with the ticks, and then let that take them out as I can still keep running around them. At least that's what the hope is. We'll go multicast here immediately. We want to do stuff that puts effects on people is what I'm thinking. Arcane Beam is very good though. Chaos Golems are also very good because they take the enemies away from us, right? They take the aggro for us. So actually, I'm gonna go this at first. Might be a weird choice, obviously, with the build that we're trying to go for here. We do have our first totem here. I think I might just immediately go for that, to be honest. Taking these totems out is something I love to do, so we're gonna go ahead and take that out. But if we can get these Chaos Golems spawning, get a lot of them, and get them pretty tanky, then they can kind of take the aggro for us, and we don't have to worry about enemies just slapping a bunch of abilities on us and whatnot as much. So that could be very useful for us, because we're not the fastest character. We're not, like, slow, but I've played faster. Obviously, some movement speed is something I always look for when it comes to these runs. And then, ooh, yeah, sure. And then just applying a bunch of damage and effects. Obviously, we only have one really damaging ability right now because the Chaos Golems are kind of just doing their own thing, and as you can see, we don't even have one around us right now, so that's not really going to help. And, when there's not one here, they can't really do damage now, can they? The only thing with this rune is that it does cost 4 runic power, so just to use it, I had to, invest a lot. XP, yes, please. Interesting. Now, this applies brittle, but this applies 2 disoriented and stun. But I think I'd rather take the magic missiles and then multicast it. That'll give us a little bit of extra damage here. And we'll wipe that guy out. Ayo. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one. I decided to go back to the curse levels. I've been trying to finish up to, well, not up to, through cycle 3 of the Overlord mode and the Infinite mode. Fuck you. But it's been a little difficult. Okay, here we go. Every time you apply a stack of fragility, there's a 70% chance of applying bleed. So now fragility goes into bleed. That's perfect. I don't think Shadow Spikes is that good. I don't think any of these are that good. Whoa, what is this? Release a total of 4 projectiles that move randomly, dealing a random amount of damage between 1 and 435. And that's perfect because it applies any random negative effect. Keep going with these guys. I will take the health, please. Chaos Bolt could be very good as well. What other chaos abilities is there? Honestly, that's something I'm just going to look for really quick. Deathclaw. I think Deathclaw could be very good. I don't think we've ever had a run where Deathclaw really amazed me to the point where I know it could. But I'd like to try to get that going, maybe. Yeah, I need to get... Oh, don't splodder me. Whoa, fuck off with that. Oy vey, I'm too slow. Some movement speed is going to be something I strive here for pretty quickly. But, honestly, our damage is stacking up on these guys pretty fast already. Did get some movement speed there, so I'm very happy about that. And Bloodlust could be something nice to finish this off here. Movement speed and cast frequency. Let's try for it. Why not? Why not? Oop. Alright, we're good, we're good. What the heck hit me there? I don't even know sometimes. I swear stuff just comes out of nowhere and starts biting your cheek holes. I'm just gonna go for the poison. Again, I want to stack up as much dots as I can. And there's a Chaos Bomb we could go instead. Do I think Bomb is better than Claw? Obviously it does more damage in a wider area. I think we already have a lot of good single target stuff. I think I want some AoE. So I am going to go this over Claw. And then Doom sounds good to me. An area modifier, perfect. Alright, let me take these guys out really quick. And let me get these bosses going. Before a bunch of totems spawn and I just get cucked through the sentries, you know what I mean? What are you doing there? What attack is that? I can't even really tell, to be honest. Ah, lovely. Well, speaking of totems, we're already here on top of one, so we might as well start taking it out, right? Oh yeah, look at those effects stacking. Now we just need to get a bunch of passives that help us keep stacking effects, you know what I mean? And if we can do that, we'll be set. So here's my problem that I constantly run into. There's too many totems, there's too many effects on the ground, I can't get to the bosses, so I can't take them out. So I need to try to get to a position like this a little bit, where I can get them to chase me as much as I can and just kind of take them out. Chaos Wave I have never actually tried. Well, that could be good because they're all swarming me, but I think I like what we have. I'm not going to trade out movement speed. I can't right now. I will take the armor, honestly, and I will take the health. Investing in some defense early is always a good idea to me. Ooh, and multicast some manifestations. Let's go. Papa likes to see that. I'll say that much. Okay. Yeah, see what I mean? How they're stuck on this Chaos Golem right now? And it's actually giving me an opportunity to bomb them a little bit. Not as much as I would like to, necessarily, but we're actually getting to kill. Ah, that hit was my fault. I saw it coming and just completely missed. What is that ice tornado? Oh, it must be from a Soulstone Stealer boy or whatever. Up, 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 up. A little dodge there. Yeah, okay. That sucks. But it's okay. Yep. Make our abilities really big will be really good for us. Multicast, obviously. I don't want to pass up that armor. I think just, getting tanky here early is a really good idea. Okay, every time you apply Daze, you apply Burn. Perfect. So these are going to keep looping like crazy. Now what we want to get, there's this one passive in the game where when you fly across the screen, you get angry. No, I'm kidding. That's just me. That's a real life passive. There's this one passive where when you apply crits, I think it is, you can like wound your enemy, or anytime you wound them, it like doubles the stacks of every tick damage or any negative effect you might have on your enemy. And that's how you can stack up really quickly all your effects. So that's what we're looking for. If we can get that going, we'll be set. As soon as I was going in for that boss crystal there, I realized it was going to be impossible. But it's okay. All we need to do is wait for these, AoEs around the crystal to dissipate. AKA, that will never happen. And if I try to go for that, I'll die. But if I can kill the big boys around it, then I can actually get it. So let's see if we can make that happen. Sure, give me that, give me that. Ooh, so that was something good there too. That lets us make every time we apply a stack of Doom, we can just apply Dazed. So all this stuff is going to start looping into each other eventually. Every time we apply Poison, you apply Doom. So think of it like this. We apply Poison, then we apply Doom, and then that Doom applies Dazed, and then that Dazed applies Burning, and then it just keeps looping and looping and looping until eventually they just have so many negative effects on them that they can't see where their own 2 feet are. Alright. Totem, you gotta go. I'm sorry, brother, but I'm just not a fan. I appreciate the work that you do, but it's just not my speed. Not my speed, I'll be honest with you. Alright. Now, I don't have any crazy good AoE for dealing with these sploders. They don't do a lot of damage, but the problem with them is not that they do damage. The problem with them is that they knock me into damage. They can kind of be their own looping, cascading effect of killing you. Now, I do also have on the passive that lets us take less damage, and that makes those sploders not push us as far. I put those on purpose because that's one of my favorite runes, because, the sploders make me want to put a rail spike through my head. Yeah, let me show the Chaos Golems can get tanky if they can. Right, I love to see that. This ability seems pretty cool. And going faster is always something that's going to make me a happy camper. That's going to be a flamethrower attack? No, a laser attack. Alright. I was going to say, if I can get down here and just kind of bomb down Ice Boy, because he seems distracted on my Chaos Golem, that would be cool with me. I don't know if that really hit me, but it's okay. The faster I can kill one boss is the faster I can... Yeah, there we go. Now I can actually be a little bit more at liberty to get onto the other bosses, you know what I mean? See, like he's shooting at a Chaos Golem right now. Completely has his aggro on that Chaos Golem. So that gives me all the time in the world to just bomb his cheek holes down. Which, if you look at the damage on the top of the screen and how many effects we have, is going pretty well. Okay, he's about to die. In fact, he just did. Well, I don't think there's any point to having critical damage if you don't have a critical damage chance, right? Who cares if you have a bunch of crits if you can't ever make one actually proc? Now, crits are also something that can be really big for this build. Of course, when we start stacking up all these dots on enemies, we want them to crit as much as they can. I know there's one boss left. I'm just taking out these totems really quickly so that the totems don't stack up too much. Then we can go ahead and take out the boss in just a second. Looks like that Chaos Bomb was actually doing pretty good damage, which is exactly what I wanted to see out of it. Hello, Alexi. Whoop. Ah, unfortunate on that. A little bit stuck on a tree is what happened there, which is usual. If you don't get stuck on architecture, then it's not Soulstone Survivors now, is it? You're playing a different game if you're not getting stuck on architecture. Give me that, thank you very much. I'm not going to go ahead and get that health crystal. I'm going to let that sit there and try to save it for a time when maybe we're a little more dire straits. Alright, so we'll get this totem down here. Hit level 3 and then go ahead and spend our points. Oh yeah, look at those effects stacking up. I love that. That's such a cool thing that they had the foresight to make that like a passive you could get and a rune you could get purposely made to loop all of this crazy damage into itself, because you know it's just how these endgame runs I think are kind of supposed to be played, is by looping all this damage into each other, especially on someone like the Chaos Walker who's made to apply negative effects, and that's just really fun to me. I like when they do fun builds like that. That's why I like, excuse me, I just lost all my gonads dodging that. Alright, I'm just going to spend really quick because I can't even get close up to these guys to get the XP. I don't like Fire Shield. Like, I don't think it's very good, so I don't usually grab it when I can go ahead and wait and get something like this instead. Every time you apply a stack of burn, there's a 70% chance to apply slow. Yeah, we'll take that. Ooh. Pretty big there. Hello, hello. You mind dying for me? Thank you. Alright. So it seems kind of like these manifestations to chaos, I believe the ability is called. They seem really good. If you can kind of see those little light eyeball looking things around the screen, those are our manifestation of chaos abilities. And that is basically looking similar to Arcane Spark's ability, but with a chaos infusion on top of it, which seems awesome to me. I think the Chaos Golems were a magnificent pickup. If I can toot my own horn really quick, let me just do that. Toot toot. Alright, there we go. I think that was a really good idea, just to take some aggro off of us and let us actually just beat our enemies up from behind when we can't necessarily get on top of them. If Alexi wants to be the first one to die, I'm completely fine with that. The problem with Alexi is he has a lot of crowd control, and he can take me off the board from even being able to hit the bosses. A lot of times what happens is Alexi spawns, Fireboy spawns, like right now, and then I can't get to my enemies because they're just all... the ground is covered, so I can't get to them. That's a big problem, so if I can just take one of them out as quickly as possible, then that means... oh, sorry, I had to do some good dodges there. That I can actually get to the other one a bit easier. So that's why I'm really just shoving myself in here, really trying to take out Alexi. Which I think I should do in a second. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just like you, viewer. No, you do look pretty good today. I mean, I don't know what kind of products you're using, but goddamn. Keep it up, Slugger. You're looking good. You know, one of my perks, if you become a Puffer People, you can go click that join button below the video if you want to know, is I will tell you look handsome when I reply to your comments. I mean, that's a pretty good perk in my opinion. You know, there's the thing. You don't get a lot of compliments as a guy just in daily life. I think every time you like talk to a girl, they get a little surprised when you say that, because even well, that might sound dickish, but like ugly girls, which I don't know. Obviously, I think attraction of any form is completely subjective, but not a girl who you look at and everyone is like, wow, society has deemed this to be the beautiful standard of a woman. Any girl will just get more compliments than a guy, I think. And I think that's kind of obviously a lot of societal things with that, where it's like, you know, guys are gonna trained and treated like they don't need those compliments, which is like shitty because everyone deserves some compliments, right? You know? So then people are less likely to give them to each other. That's why you gotta build your boys up. Your boy's looking fly. He's got a nice outfit on or something, you know, and go ahead and tell him. I bet he'd really appreciate that. You gotta build each other up, you know what I mean? Or if a girl looks good. Or anybody, to be honest. Your buddy's looking good, is my point. Just, you tell him. Because there's no reason not to. That's something I like to do if I can. When I see a random person, just like, go out of your way sometimes to give a random person a compliment. You know? And the best compliments are things that people chose about themselves. So their hairstyle or their clothes, whatever it is, you know, you don't give them a compliment just like, oh, you're pretty, because someone who's pretty, you know, well, I'm sure they would like that compliment. They'd much rather hear a compliment like, man, you're so funny, or you're so smart, because that's something that they have actual influence over. You know, they can go ahead and make jokes. They can go ahead and study or whatever they want to do to have some kind of intelligence and show that intelligence off to the world. So when you make compliments to people on things that they can actually influence and make some kind of impact on themselves with, in terms of their personality and who they are, then they'll appreciate those compliments more, because it's actually something they're going out of their way to change and to show off to the world. And when you're actually seeing that and then making it known that you see it and you appreciate that about them, then they really appreciate that compliment. So if you ever do want to leave someone a compliment, just make it something like that. I think that's is my advice of the day. I think it's pretty good advice. Something I live by at the very least. Hello there. Trying to be careful here because there's a lot of abilities coming out, including this flamethrower attack. This totem is not making my life the easiest in the world. That was a good dodge there. I'm trying to kill this totem while I'm here. I don't have the best chaos golems at the moment. Hello, you coming this way? That's gonna be bad if I'm not careful. A lot of XP down here. Yeah, there's another flamethrower attack. Hey! Those dogs are pushing me around. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I appreciate that you want to explode me, but maybe we can make a dinner date for a different day, because I'm kind of fully booked right now. I'm giving myself too many compliments to pass up the date that I want to give to myself. Alright, I think, yeah, I really want to... Okay, this is a boss chasing me. I'm getting an attack thrown at me I want to be careful of. If I can dodge it. Looks like I did. There's a laser attack. He's almost dead. This guy chasing me. Perfect. Okay, Prophetess is on my cheek holes, and there's a flamethrower attack coming straight at me. So if I could just yuck as much chaos stuff in here as possible, that's what we want to do. As much effects as we get in there, those effects will just keep cascading, and eventually we'll kill these bosses. And that's kind of the idea of this whole run, is that even when these bosses might start overlapping on each other, I can get some stuff in there to actually take them out eventually. Speaking of, there goes the second boss. Yeah, there's... Okay, it's the Prophetess that's in there. There we go. And we still have a little bit of time for the next boss's spawn, so I'd say we did pretty good there. I think I need to go take these totems out where I can really get in there. I had a little bit of lag spike there. That was fun. I don't know if that got me hit. I hope it didn't. I think it's just a lot of effects on screen. It's most likely the culprit there. Hey, you guys mind if I just yoink that up real quick? Appreciate it. Hello there, elites. Alright, let's get down here and check this out. But anyways, yeah, pay some people's compliments, because it's pretty easy. It's always nice to find like easy ways you can make someone's day better, right? Because, well, why not? It can be hard to have a good day sometimes. Especially if it's someone who you know frequently has shitty days or whatever, then you can walk up and just make their day a little better. They'll be like, well, I'm depressed, but at least I know I looked good today. And you'll be like, there you go, Chief. That's what you gotta think about in life. Was I hot today? The answer, yes. That's my whole point. Anyways, hopefully you guys are having good days. Hopefully you're not depressed. I mean, that's a bit of a bummer, you know? So, let's hope that's not the case. And if you are, seek help. You know? It's my next piece of advice. We keep going a little bit of defense here every now and again. And then a stack of slow will lead to fragility. Oh, I love it. I really want to get the passive that can help us start looping some of this. Once we get that, that's where we're really going to spiral into some crazy damage here, I'm sure. So that's what I'm looking for. I could technically roll for it a little bit. I do have some rerolls here. I have some banishes and stuff too. I could technically banish some abilities if I wanted to. Here's my thinking, and this is just off the cuff thinking. Should I banish an ability, or a passive I should say, like the one that says every time you hit someone you have a chance to poison them, right? My thinking, you're probably like, why would you banish that? You want to stack negative effects. Well, I'm already stacking so many negative effects just from my regular abilities because they're chaos. I'm already stacking more off of that when I hit the other stuff that has the synergetic, you know, negative effects. So this one leads to this one, this one leads to this one, that. And I have more of a chance of getting those synergy stacking passives if I take away some other passives from the passive pool. You get my my logic here? So I think if I take those off, I have the chance of getting more passive negative effects on my enemies than if I had those just by themselves. Because I think the synergy looping passives are the ones I really need to look out for and the ones I really need to stack. So that is my idea, and I think that's what I might do. I mean, this is the best I've ever handled a high curse tier like this. Like, it's usually much more in the shits, I'll say that much. Oh, come on, I'm sorry, I was on the edge of that, and I made sure not to walk into it on purpose. So that's a little silly. See how fast we can kill this guy by just bombarding him here. Pretty good. I mean, look at the effects stacked up here. What's the most? Doom, it looks like, which makes sense. Doom is one that always stacks up really hard and really fast. Sure. I love defense. The thicker I can get, the better. Alright. Well, that's going to be that run. Darn, I think we were just... Yeah, we were for a little... Oh, wow, I couldn't have got this sooner. Yeah, I didn't need it. Dude, Chaos Columns? Pogged out of their minds. That was a good run. Ooh, what is this? Increase the chance that active skills of the type Chaos will be offered up to you when you level up. Interesting. So what did so much damage for us? Magic Missiles and Chaotic Missile. Yeah. Manifestation of Chaos actually fragged out pretty hard. Chaos Columns did a good amount of damage, and the distraction they were applying cannot be overlooked. Jeez, good run. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. That was beautiful. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you have any requests of what you want to see character-wise or anything like that, go ahead and leave those in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, or hit that notification bell so you can see me in the future, I'd very much appreciate that. This is a daily series, so if you do hit that notification bell, it'll get delivered straight into your notifications every single day, so you can go ahead and enjoy a little time with me. All that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.